Buon pomeriggio, Dr. Domenico Meschino here, Domenico here. I'm not an attorney, the whole world knows. I'm a doctor in political science with an expert in government affairs. And constitutional law kind of falls into the category. However, it's easy to follow consulate guidelines and read. So let me tell you what's the update. I'm going to go slow, step by step. Please listen, okay? And feel free to share with everyone, family members, anyone may be involved or interested. And remember, this is citizenship forever, for yourself, for your kids, for your grandkids. It takes 10 years to live in Italy to get a citizenship, so all the effort are justified. And of course, this was not foreseeable. However, there were some issues with the citizenship process. A lot of attorneys got clients, especially from South America, 20, 30, 40 applicants at one time that caused backlogs at a judicial level and a town's level. Solutions were easy to implement, they were easy to find. However, they decided to start taking rights away with a minor issue. You guys are aware about the minor issue with bad legislations, unconstitutionals, obsolete, archaic, and now they are removing the right to claim citizenship through the great-grandparents. So, number one, if you apply through your parents, your grandparents, this new Decreto-Legge does apply to you. It's a Decreto-Legge because it's done by the executive branch. Usually the legislative branch is in charge of legislating, creating bills and laws. However, when there's necessity and urgency, the government can legislate. However, the parliament has to approve the bill within 60 days. We are following the bill. It's not here yet in the Committee of Constitutional Affairs. So please subscribe, follow me. I will update you. I'm in the forefront here of the battle, the peaceful battle. I am the beacon of all, and the spokesperson, all of you guys. We've been working hard, spend money, invest time and hope. So this is not gonna go in an unconstitutional way. It's gonna go back to law, rights, and constitutions. So number two, like I said, this is not a final law. It takes 60 days for the parliament and member of the parliaments through the committees and then the full vote in session to approve it. During this time, there could be amendments, could be changes, could be struck down. Anything could happen. Once again, we are following the bill step by step. I will contact the member of parliament 3 times. One at the beginning, either tomorrow or the other, or the day after, and then within 3 weeks, and then before the final vote, if there will be a final vote. 3, if you apply through your grandparents, it's time for your parents to step up. Have your parents apply. If your parents are still living, I hope so. Have your mother or your father, whoever is direct lineage to apply. At least you have a parent at that point that will become a citizen. This is the worst case scenario. If the law gets approved and if the law passes the scrutiny of the Corte Costituzionale, which is one of the 2 Supreme Courts. There are 2 Supreme Courts in Italy. One is specifically designed to decide whether the laws are in compliance with the Constitution, 1948, the Supreme paper, the base of all the country, basically. Corte Costituzionale was supposed to, no, actually, the other court, the Corte di Cassazione, was supposed to deliver to the legislature on the minor issue, which was another unconstitutional move done by this government to retreat to, I don't know if you guys remember, to remove the rights of the citizenship from the minors, which was upholding a law from 1912, which was a constitutional absurdity. You cannot go back and uphold laws in the early 1900s. It's just a different evolutionary time, different minds, different judicial system, bypassing in 1992. There is another review of the Corte Costituzionale in June coming up. The Costituzionale was actually is supposed to review whether we can go as far back as our great grandparents. If there is a generational limitation, that's the perfect timing for the Corte to legislate on that. It was scheduled to happen in June. So remember this data also, which is important. So we have the two Supreme Courts, the Corte Costituzionale, the Constitutional Court, and the Cassazione, which is the highest level of judicial appeal, just like the Supreme Court here. In the US, the Supreme Court kind of embeds both of them. Having said all this, you guys can tell the situation is very fluid, it's very ever evolving, it's very ever changing. And I'm suggesting to my clients, stay the course. You're already investing time and money, stay the course. Finish up your binder. That's your citizenship that you have in your hands. It's a gift for your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. That's your legacy. I just spent $3,000 that I really didn't have, but my kids want to go to Italy just for flying tickets. So that's a worth an investment. It's worth of investment. Finish the binder, and then we'll monitor the situation. I'm on the forefront again. I'm thinking about candidating myself for representative of North America next election, which is supposed to happen within 2 years if the government doesn't fall before then or doesn't change. The clients on the first step, $500, invest your $500, get your family records, let's get the naturalization records, the Italian records, which are historical artifacts. You should keep this. You can frame them on top of the wall. Everybody should have those records. At least you have important records ahead of time. Maybe be ready to move to the next phase. Finish your binders if you're on that phase 2 or the final phase. For those who are under Attorney Mantovani, if you have filed before, you are fine. So this doesn't affect the previous filings. So if you filed before, this does not affect you. For those who we are assisting with Attorney Mantovani, we are staying the course. We'll finish up the binder. At this point, we're going to hold. We're going to hold and wait and see. There's no reason to file at this point. We have to plan strategically, smartly. Try to be as financially sound as possible for you guys. Same time, make sure that Luminosa Global keeps the operations going. Let's make it a learning experience. Let's make it engaging, interactive, and like I said, if you're applied to your great-grandparents, try to involve your parent. You have the paperwork at the end of the day. They don't even have to go to the consulate. You could now last before the change, consulates were accepting mail applications. So you'll have to just mail the application in. Now, consulates operation for citizenship have been suspended, something we also fighting for. The reason why, because consulates were complaining for backlogging, which was untrue, which was a false statement. Consulates were not affected in any shape or form by the number of applications. That's what I will communicate with a member of the parliament and explain how the consulates were working. They were talking 21. They were taking one application a day, reviewing one file a day. I really don't see the backlogging. They were complaining about it through the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I am involved in the Italian American organization. Please feel free to share this with friends, family, people that are involved in Italian American institutes, organizations, and let's make our voice be heard. Check out my videos that I posted before where I highlight the reasons why this Decreto-Legge is unconstitutional. First of all, there is no reason of urgency and necessity. This law should have gone through the regular parliamentary process and path instead of have the executive branch deliberate, legislate such a atrocious Decreto-Legge. Violates the Article 3 of the Constitution, the Article 25, 29, the equality of treatment. Now we have people, brother, sister, who have different, some of them have citizenship, the others they don't. It creates discrimination within the family, it creates discrimination within the people who have applied before or have not applied now. The main idea here is either, it's not like you want to modify a few months, you have approved the law. It's been 30 years. So now you have hundreds of thousands, dozens of thousands of people that are dual citizen. Now you want to remove the rights after 30 years. After 30 years is a long time for a law to be embedded in our culture and our identity, in our everyday life. Furthermore, the right of citizenship is a right protected, granted by the Constitution. Certainly, a Decreto-Legge by the executive is not strong enough to amend a constitutional right laws like the 1992. Senatrice Lamarca is one of the senators, has been very active. She has done an amazing job communicating, fighting for us. She have done many actions. She have taken in the parliament to be a good spokesperson for our cause here. I received a communication. I don't feel like her stand is strong enough. I want to email her because she is more focused on people that have lost, Italians have lost the citizenship once they came here. The other two members of Congress, one was okay. The other one, I really have never heard from him. I never communicated. He never answered my contact, my email. I forgot to say something. If your parents become a citizen, says Italian citizen, according to this law, then they have to live in Italy. They have to go back and reside in Italy, not live necessarily, live, but establish residence in Italy. And after 2 years, your kids and grandkids could regain the citizenship. Now, if it's some of you guys, your parents want to retire in Italy, why not? It's an amazing, it's a dream, right? And enjoy both worlds like I've been doing. I'm a citizen of both worlds. At the same time, give the citizenship to the kids and grandkids. This is a worst case scenario, which is very unlikely to me. It does not make sense. So hopefully I covered all the grounds. Let me know. Feel free to text me, call me if you have any questions. And I'm also want to tell you something very important. I am coming out with an AI tutor in Italian. If you have your spouse too, if your spouse wants the citizenship, I will do another video. If you're already a citizen and your spouse would like the citizenship now, there has been a Corte di Cassazione ruling where the B1 exam, the Italian mandatory language exam, has been struck down. It's been considered unconstitutional. So the Corte Costituzionale has already decreed in favor of the citizenship, Italian citizenship, and the right granted by the Constitution, and has declared the mandatory language requirement as unconstitutional. I think we covered quite a lot, and yeah, just if you're interested in a spousal, I'm willing to help. If you want to learn the language, Italian language, I'm coming out with an AI tutor. It's an AI tutor. It's a little more advanced than I've been working with AI for 10 years. In addition with citizenship, and I would like to offer this service to my clients first. It's a smart AI that can teach you different levels of languages. In Italian, it's a high companion language tutor, and I'm about to launch that instrument very, very, very soon. Okay, have a great day, and let me know if hopefully I cover everything. Stay healthy, stay safe, don't get stressed. We have enough stress in our life. Take this as a fun learning process journey. as we go through this process, we learn about constitutions, governments, laws, modus operandi of